Think you know the biggest trade war in North America? Think again. While everyone's eyes are on China, there's another battle brewing, one that's hitting American farmers, businesses, and even your grocery bill. And it all leads back to Canada. Did you know that Canada is slapping a jaw-dropping 250% tariff on American dairy products? That's right. While U.S. farmers struggle, Canada has been making it nearly impossible for American dairy and lumber to cross the border. And it doesn't stop there. Tariffs on lumber, steel, aluminum, and even potash, used for fertilizer, are all part of a complex, high-stakes economic standoff. But here's the real question. What is being done about it? And how does it impact you? Former President Donald Trump took a hard stance on these tariffs, declaring that the U.S. would match Canada's 250% rate unless they backed down. He promised that under his leadership, America wouldn't be taken advantage of any longer. But under President Joe Biden, these tariffs have quietly continued to increase, leaving many wondering, why hasn't anything changed? More importantly, what does this mean for American workers, farmers, and consumers? Meanwhile, uncertainty has taken over the markets. Tariffs are being threatened, then delayed, then reinstated, all within days. Investors, business owners, and workers alike are left scrambling to keep up. One minute, a Canadian flour company is adjusting its prices due to new import taxes. Then 2 days later, those taxes vanish, leaving them to refund customers and absorb losses. And that's just one example in a sea of economic whiplash. This unpredictability isn't just an inconvenience. It's a major disruption to businesses trying to plan ahead. For Wall Street, this uncertainty is proving costly. Stocks have been bouncing wildly, and the economic forecast remains volatile. The Federal Reserve is trying to calm nerves, with Chairman Jerome Powell reassuring the public that the U.S. economy is still strong. But the reality is clear. Businesses hate instability, and right now the trade policy is nothing short of chaotic. The uncertainty creates ripple effects throughout industries, affecting job growth, wage increases, and long-term investments. If businesses don't know what their costs will be tomorrow, they can't plan, expand, or hire. Small businesses across North America are feeling the squeeze. A Canadian magazine printing company just increased prices by 3%, only to be told a day later that the tariff changes were postponed. But the costs still have to be absorbed somewhere. American companies importing essential Canadian resources like lumber and potash for farming are struggling with the same uncertainty. Farmers in particular are caught in the middle, facing higher costs for essential supplies while still battling to get fair prices for their exports. This instability is causing major financial strain, making it harder for small businesses to operate efficiently and for workers to feel secure in their jobs. What's worse, this uncertainty isn't just impacting big corporations. It's affecting everyday people. When businesses face higher tariffs, those costs are passed down the supply chain, eventually hitting consumers. That means higher grocery bills, increased housing costs due to expensive lumber, and financial strain on small business owners trying to keep up with fluctuating prices. It's an economic domino effect that directly impacts the wallets of hardworking Americans. And with inflation already a pressing concern, adding unpredictable tariffs to the mix only worsens the problem. So what does all of this mean for the bigger picture? The so-called Trump economy was once defined by booming markets, low unemployment, and aggressive trade policies. But today, it looks more like a roller coaster of unpredictability, and it's leaving businesses and workers scrambling for stability. Trump's America First trade policies were meant to level the playing field, but the reality of tariffs is far more complicated. They can be a powerful negotiation tool, but when mismanaged, they can wreak havoc on entire industries. The constant shifts in policy make it nearly impossible for companies to strategize long-term. And just when you think things couldn't get more uncertain, another wildcard enters the mix: crypto. President Trump, who once criticized digital currencies, has now ordered the creation of a U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserve. But what does that mean? Some believe the U.S. will start stockpiling crypto, while others fear it's just another distraction from the trade war playing out on our borders. The lack of clarity around this decision adds yet another layer of unpredictability to an already shaky economic landscape. At the end of the day, one thing is clear. Economic policy isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It affects your job, your savings, and even the price you pay for groceries. And with midterms approaching, both parties are gearing up to use this uncertainty to their advantage. Will the American public demand stability, or will they embrace the chaos? Will voters reward Trump's aggressive trade tactics, or will they seek a different approach to economic stability? Beyond the immediate economic effects, the geopolitical implications of these trade wars could reshape North America's economic structure for years to come. If the U.S. imposes matching tariffs, will Canada retaliate further? Could this trigger a prolonged trade dispute between two of the world's closest allies? Moreover, the impacts of these tariffs extend beyond just North America. Global markets are watching closely. If the U.S. economy takes a hit, international markets will feel the ripple effects, affecting currencies, commodities, and trade relations worldwide. Another major concern is how this instability could impact manufacturing. Many American companies rely on Canadian raw materials, and if these tariffs escalate, production costs could skyrocket. That could mean more layoffs, factory shutdowns, and a potential slowdown in industrial growth. On the flip side, if these tariffs force businesses to seek alternative suppliers domestically, could this potentially lead to a revitalization of U.S. manufacturing? The answer remains uncertain. So what's next? Will these tariffs hold, or will they be reversed overnight? Will the markets stabilize, or will they continue their wild swings? Will businesses finally get the clarity they need to plan for the future? And most importantly, how will this impact you? Stay tuned, because this economic battle is far from over. The coming months could define the future of North American trade and your bottom line.